Breaking news here at noon, free. You are looking at the 20 remaining living hostages who were held in Gaza. They and scores of Palestinian prisoners held by Israel have walked free as part of a ceasefire. Natalie Brand kicks off our team coverage with the very latest on the historic peace deal.
Reunited after 2 years of captivity. The 20 living hostages released today are finally embracing their families. Cheers erupted in Hostage Square in Tel Aviv as crowds gathered to watch coverage of the hostages' return and President Trump's speech before Israel's parliament.
This is not only the end of a war, this is the end of an age of terror and death and the beginning of the age of faith and hope and of God.
President Trump, who helped broker phase one of the ceasefire deal, used the address to lay out his hopes for lasting peace in the Middle East and the future of Gaza.
The total focus of Gazans must be on restoring the fundamentals of stability, safety, dignity, and economic development so they can finally have the better life that their children really do deserve after all these decades of horror.
As part of the truce, Israel is releasing nearly 2,000 Palestinian prisoners, some of whom were greeted by throngs of people in the West Bank and Gaza. Humanitarian aid is also expected to surge into the war-torn region.
It's peace in the Middle East, and everybody said it's not possible to do. And it's going to happen, and it is happening. It's before your very eyes.
President Trump and leaders from more than 20 nations are attending a summit in Egypt to celebrate the deal, but also discuss the more challenging next phases that will address governance of Gaza and disarming Hamas. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Here locally, the Chabad of Southwest Florida is celebrating the release of the hostages. A special service was held inside the Chabad of Southwest Florida to honor that release. Wink News reporter Brinkley Hill was there, and she has the details.
Rabbi Yitzchak Minkowitz told me that the Jewish community is celebrating the holiday of Hashan Rabah, but now they're also celebrating the return of these hostages to their families. The Chabad of Southwest Florida has finished their morning prayer for the holiday. They take the luav and the etrog, and they pray for unity and peace for the world.
Today is a very, very powerful day. Today's a spiritual day. Today's a godly day, and you see what happened on this powerful day.
The prayer ends by banging 5 willows on the ground to bang out the negative energy. The rabbi told me this is a very powerful prayer and very meaningful for the Jewish community and the perfect time for the hostages to be freed.
It was no words. It was a sigh of relief, happiness, and that everything is possible. And never give up hope, because everything is possible.
The rabbi is inviting everyone to celebrate with the Chabad over the next few days.
Everyone's invited to come and celebrate and thank God for the miracle, for the release of the hostage, which actually is a special blessing when we say, Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam matir asurim. We thank God for taking out the people that were bound up as hostage and prisoners.
Over the next few days, this congregation is going to remember the hostages that didn't get to make it home. They're also going to celebrate the hostages that are now reuniting with their families. And this congregation is going to continue to pray for peace and unity. From Fort Myers, Brinkley Hill, Wink News.